One of the most beginner-friendly indoor plants is the snake plant. It's an almost zero maintenance plant, and in this video, we will see a few secret care tips for snake plants that will cut your efforts into half. So let's begin, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The first and the most important thing you need to understand while growing a snake plant is its growing season. The snake plant, also known as Sansevieria plant or mother-in-law's tongue, is a very hardy, easy to grow, low maintenance indoor plant. Sansevieria is native to tropical and subtropical regions where it grows well in a dry and hot weather. The growing season of the snake plant starts as soon as the spring begins. Warm weather is ideal for its fast growth. During the summer season, you will see new pups growing from the base of the plant, and the plant will produce long, slightly leggy leaves that curls and grow upwards. That's because it thrives in the warm and dry environment that summer provides. It is basically a succulent and doesn't need much moisture. In fact, it stores its own moisture inside its stems and leaves. As soon as the winter begins, you will see the plant stop growing and go dormant. If you live in a cold climate region where winter temperature drops below 0 degrees Celsius, you should move your plant indoors during the harsh winter days. I live in a moderate climate where winter temperature drops as low as 5 to 8 degrees Celsius, and I don't see any major changes in my plants even when they are placed in open space. So the plant is very hardy. You don't have to worry too much. Simply keep your plant under shade during winters and it will start growing again when spring season arrives. For starting a snake plant at home, you can follow two methods. One is dividing the pups that the plant produces over time. Last summer, I found my plant producing several pups from the base. I captured the video. You can see how small they were, and after a few months, they look like this. And believe me, I did nothing at all. You can simply open the pot, loosen the soil and roots, and you will see a network of roots connecting all the plants together. Cut them individually and plant them separately. This is how dividing snake plants is done. You can do this in the evening time, and make sure not to water too much after planting as it can cause rotting. Another method is growing snake plant from cuttings. They are also easy to propagate this way. Recently, when my plants were growing well, I took a single leaf and cut it into smaller pieces like these, then planted them in soil. This was my first time growing snake plants from cuttings. Shortly after planting, the rainy season started and all my pots retained too much moisture. The soil didn't drain well, which caused the cuttings to rot, but the snake plant is so hardy that even after overwatering for a month, one cutting still grew into a small plant. This is how a cutting propagated snake plant looks. It has roots, leaves and stem and is a complete plant that will grow bigger over time. If you are also using cuttings, make sure to use well-draining soil mix. Snake plants are succulents and hate overwatering. Another important factor for growing more snake plants during the season is the soil mix. If your soil mix is good, you will see the plant producing more pups, growing bigger and becoming thicker. That's all because of proper soil mix. It prefers a well-draining, slightly loose mixture. My plants are grown in nursery soil, which works fine, but here is the most ideal mixture. It should be soft, loose and well-draining. I made it at home for such plants. A video guide on this soil recipe is added in the description box. One pro tip is add some pebbles at the base of the pot while planting to improve drainage even more. Another key factor for good growth is proper watering. It's very important to know how to water a snake plant. Since it belongs to the succulent family, it doesn't like too much moisture. Even if the soil is only 10 to 20% moist, meaning it looks dry but not completely, the plant will still grow well. My method is to let the soil dry out. After the top layer of soil looks dry, I usually wait 2 to 4 days or even more before watering. This reduces the risk of overwatering. You can also check moisture by inserting your finger into the soil. Never water too much, just a small amount is enough. One of the most important things for getting more leaves and baby plants is the right location. If you place your snake plant in a very sunny spot, the leaves may turn reddish and growth can become slow or stunted. Snake plants prefer indirect light, meaning no direct sunlight throughout the day, but bright indirect light for many hours. You can also place them under the shade of bigger plants where they receive filtered light. Direct sunlight can stunt their growth and too little light can cause laggy abnormal growth, so maintain a balance. Keep the plant near a bright spot but not under direct sun. Another important factor is fertilization. Snake plants are low to moderate feeders and don't require heavy fertilization, but that doesn't mean no fertilizer is needed. Occasionally, you should provide some nutrients to your plants. Otherwise, as the soil nutrients get depleted, growth will slow down. For fertilizing snake plants, you can use this homemade organic fertilizer. It's specially made for indoor plants. I personally use it on all my indoor plants like pothos, spider plant, ponytail palm and erica palm, and it works very well. A video guide for making this fertilizer at home is added in the description box. And here is another detailed video on growing healthy green pothos at home. Feel free to check it out and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.